Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. We've got a different lighting situation going on. I know I've got one of the lights, it's like kapow right there, but I'm trying to figure out how to brighten up my room, and I have my umbrella lights, and I was like, oh, we'll just see if this works. So I definitely feel brighter. We're gonna have to figure out how to keep that brightness, but put the umbrella light further into the bathroom. I don't know. But anywho, thank you for tuning on in. I have a really exciting video today, as well as a question for you guys. So I'll link a poll with this video as well. I recently ordered from Colourpop, so I'll share a really quick customer service experience about the products that I got, as well as ask you guys a question about potentially filming another video. So let's go ahead and jump on in. Okie dokie. So everything is still in its packaging, which is why you hear like all this plasticky noises, I guess. So yeah, everything is still in its packaging. That's why you hear all like the crinkly plasticky noises. But I ordered the brush bundle when this series first launched a few weeks ago. Yeah. So everything is still in its packaging. That's why you can kind of hear the crumbly noise. But I ordered the full brush collection from Colourpop when they first launched. I think I was like 10 minutes too late to the internet to be able to get the set that had the little like case that went along with it for $5 extra, but it's all good. I don't really need it. But anywho, so I was able to order the full set as well as a few concealers. I'm not sure if I want to do a separate review on these or incorporate them into the tutorial, just because I would like to test the brushes using products that tend to be my favorites or my holy grail. So I'm going to link a poll. Let me know if you would like for me to do a review on these. I picked up 3. We'll go over them real quick. So I picked up the shade Fair for cut creases, okay? Just for cut creases, not for my actual face, but that's what it looks like, as well as 2 for my face. So I'm hoping one shade is dark enough for concealer and one is dark enough for contouring kind of stuff there. So this is the shade Golden Deep. This might be some real light under the eye action. That might be a little too brightening, but we'll see. Even if I don't do a full video, I'll end up using them on my Instagram and in different looks. But let me know if you would like to see a dedicated video of some sort. And this is not dark enough to contour. This is in the shade Rich 7-5. Maybe like a really light contour. We shall see. But anywho, let me know if you guys would like to see a video on these lovely ladies. I'm more than happy to do one. I think I'm going to put them to the side though for this video. So let's talk about my customer service experience. Now, I don't know if the brush sets, so I don't know if, I'm not sure if the brush set that came without the case ever sold out. I know the bundle with the little case sold out. So I didn't have any issues with like being able to get products. Mine came on the latter end with shipping time and getting an incomplete brush set. So everything ended up getting resolved. So it's a good news story for Colourpop, and just I was a little hesitant to reach out to their customer service because they're all the way in Cali. Their stuff is so cheap. Like, they don't really have an incentive to answer my email, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, they're such a large, popular brand. I was just worried that my little tiny email would get lost in the sauce. So I ended up getting, I think it was 2 of this brush, the number 4, and do they give me a little card that has everything? No, they don't. So, but I do have my order. So I received 2 of the number 4 stippling brush. This is what it looks like. Let me see. So yeah, this is what it looks like. And I did not receive 1 large powder brush. This is what this one looks like. So when I saw my brush set, like, I was going through the bag and I picked out, when I saw the second number 4, like, my heart dropped. I was just like, oh, they probably messed up my order. Like, I probably didn't get an extra brush set. They probably counted something wrong. And so I got a little nervous, but I ended up just sending them a quick email. I think my subject was incomplete brush set. I put a photo of my order number as well as the brush set, and then I had the brushes with the numbers laying out right. I'll put it here in case you guys ever have customer service issues, this type of information would be helpful to include. So I put a picture of the whole thing, this whole slip of paper that has some personal information on it. I typed out the order number. I took a picture of the brushes face up and I circled the number 4. I had them all lined up in correct order. I circled the 2 number 4s and I drew a little circle where the 1 should be. So that was enough information. Colourpop got back to me in 2 days. So it was kind of weird. Like, it was one of those things where it already took so long for the shipping to be completed. Like, it took close to like 2 weeks to get it, and I'm cranky and I want my stuff right away. And Colourpop generally is a little bit slower with their shipping times, but this just felt extra long. So to have to wait this entire time, I planned on doing a video, and then I didn't have a complete brush set, and I was like, well, if I have to ship everything back for whatever reason, like, I can't really film with any of this stuff. And on their website it does say that they don't do exchanges or returns, but things happen all the time. It was just better safe than sorry to just wait and not use the products and make sure I got everything sorted and then filmed. So it just took, like, the extra day of having to wait just kind of made me a little bit more scared, I guess, if I'm being perfectly honest, that someone wasn't going to reach out. But a lovely lady did and was just like, no problem, we'll stick it in the mail, don't worry about it. So I was super excited. I have an extra stippling brush, so I hope it's awesome. And I have 2 of them now. But with that, let's go ahead and jump on in. I'm probably not going to talk through this video just to speed things up, but I will pop back at the end and give my final thoughts. And if you're new, hi, I'm Ansley. If you're not new, hi, it's still Ansley. Thanks for tuning on in and watching my video. All right, well, let's jump on in. So one thing I just noticed, I was gonna like take off all the plastic for the brushes so I could like do my close-ups. This is kind of annoying, but the numbers are on just on the packaging, not on the actual brush. So I'm going to, for now, remove the stickers, stick them on the brushes, and maybe after this, since I'm the only one that uses my brushes, I'm not like a freelance MUA or anything like that. So I'm just gonna take the stickers. I'm gonna see if I can take the stickers and put them on the brushes for now. So if you like to know which brush it is, like me, got the number 1, I would consider doing that. So a little pro tip for you. Alright, this is going to take way longer than I thought it would. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I think I'm going to play some music while I do my face, and then I'll come back and I will give you guys my overall thoughts. So I will say the plastic that these comes in smells like paint thinners. It smells horrible. I think as a result, these brushes smell pretty bad, like very, very chemically. So if like harsh scents do bother you, I would immediately remove them from their packaging since they've been traveling in that plastic wrapping, and give them some time to air out. But the brushes overall are very, very soft, like very luxurious. So I'm excited to see how they perform. But yeah, I'm gonna put on some music, and because like the names aren't written, I've got this little sheet out that has all of them. So I will put like up here somewhere each brush that I'm using as I'm using it, and put the products that I'm using on my face down below. In general, the products that I'm going to be using on my complexion will be products that I've been using for a minute, or products that I enjoy. So I have a pretty solid idea of how they wear on the skin. So, and I don't want to do something where it's like half my face using a beauty blender and half using the brushes. I'd rather just use the brushes all over my face and not use new products during this video. Hopefully that works for you guys. If you would like to see comparisons, comment down below, let me know. I can always post stuff on my Instagram or make another video. But for now, I'm just gonna play some music and do my face.
What we do here is go back.
Alright, you guys, so I just finished using all the brushes that I'm going to be using for my complexion, and my laptop just died, so I figured I'd go ahead and pause the video, give you my thoughts on those products, as well as grab my laptop charger. Alright, so let me run through each of these quickly, because I figured if I waited to wrap up at the end, like, it would just be a sad story trying to remember all the thoughts that I had. So, I went in with the stippling brush for foundation just because they don't have, like, a large kind of flat brush that you can use a foundation brush all over, so this felt very harsh on the skin, and it's so small it's not good for like putting foundation all over. The first time I went around, I distributed the product kind of weird, which has never really happened before. Now I will say in real life, like, this looks a lot outside of my highlight, like this looks a lot better. I think now that my lights are brighter, everything just looks a bit harsher, so I will put a picture right here while I'm talking so you can see the complexion part of this tutorial, and then at the end I'll put a photo of kind of everything all together. So not a huge fan of this. It's not great. I don't really care for it. It's super harsh on the skin when it gets with like a little bit of when it gets a little bit of product on it. You know how like a brush feels really, you know, soft when there's nothing on it, but you get some product, it starts to get a little like thick in there. It's not cute. So I didn't like that brush. Next, what did I use? I think I went in with kind of this, this is number 6. Yeah, so I used concealer with this small fluffy brush. It just resembled a concealer brush out of kind of all the face brushes that I had. This I liked. This was fine. It felt fine on the skin. As you can see, as I started to use it, the bristles have fanned out a little bit, but pretty solid brush overall. And then, what did I go to? Oh, I set my face with powder. This is Balm. This is a really nice brush. This is one I would definitely recommend out of the bunch. It just kind of laid it down nicely. Like, it picked up the product weird. That's why I was kind of like holding it and being like, what the hell? Like, what is it doing? So it picks up product like right on the outer part of the bristles. It doesn't really pack into the brush at all. I would say that's true for all of these with powder formulas. It doesn't really get into the brush. It just kind of like weirdly nestles itself on top of the bristles, but really like this brush. I would recommend it. What did I do with this one? Contour. So this did not contour the bottom part of my face well. I did like the way it contoured the cheek area. Again, excuse the highlight. In real life, it looks nice. It's just so small that like you're just wasting a lot of time trying to get all of this. And this brush compared to some of the others feels kind of like wet. You know when you get really soft, dense brushes, you can kind of feel it like lagging on the skin. I didn't particularly care for that feeling under my chin. So kind of mixed feelings on that brush. Blush brush. I didn't like this one just because it had a hard time picking up the product, and then it's so concentrated. Like typically when you wear blush, you want to be able to lightly put it down and then kind of buff it out or be able to build it up, but this just kind of sets it like, I don't have the world's biggest cheeks, but like this takes up like half of a dimple, and that's just kind of frustrating. Because like you can just see right now, like it is shifting the product around too. Like this color of the brush is the orange that I put on and my foundation, so it's definitely picking the foundation up, and like I just pretty much swirled it all away. So kind of not great with that. I had to go with the powder brush afterwards to figure things out. This fan brush is not good. As I was trying to show you guys, like the bristles are so far apart that it doesn't pick up product nicely. It like straight up dug into this highlighter that I barely use. So you see all that kind of like, it's not even fallout, it's like this brush digging into it and forcing it out of the pan. And then it just did kind of a horrible job putting the foundation on. I mean, sorry, putting the highlight on. So not a fan of this. It's not great. But yeah, let's go ahead and do my eyes.
What we do here is go back.
so here's the final look. I went through and like finished blending out the look, touched up the concealer, like got my face together, put something on my lips, and now I have thoughts. Lots and lots of thoughts. So let's talk about the eye brushes first. I didn't end up using all of them. I will say I struggled bust to find the purples I was looking for the look I had in mind. So yeah, you can see like throughout the video I was like, I have, here, look at all the palettes I used for this look. These are all the palettes I used for this look. That's too many. That's way too many palettes. So I was struggling to find some of the colors that I was looking for, which I think definitely complicated the brush's ability to do certain things that I expected it to do. But having said that, I do not recommend the eye brushes overall. I don't particularly like them. So let me walk through the ones that I did use. I'll point out the ones that I didn't, give you my thoughts on the overall collection, and I'll probably go ahead and post a picture right here of what I look like in real life, because with these brighter, wider lights on, I look much harsher. So like IRL, this look actually isn't that bad. I look really scary on camera right now. I'm gonna turn off these extra lights so you guys can see me how I normally look, because that feels better for my self-confidence right now. So I'll be back. Okay, so I look a little bit better. I look a little less like contrasted, I'll say. In my mind I was like a little less fugly, but I can't say that aloud. So cute. Okay, alright, let's go ahead and jump on in. I used primarily, as you can see in the video, I primarily used the tapered blending brush quite a bit, and I'm surprised this is a tapered blending brush, because if you look at it, it's not really that tapered. That's a lazy taper. Okay, so this is the brush that performed the best overall out of the three that I used, but this is technically the blending, like the typical blending brush, and it's so stiff and so stout, like I couldn't really use it. There were some harsh lines kind of right here. They're still a little harsh, but I was like, okay, maybe I could dig into there a little bit and just kind of blend that out, that concentrated like harsh line out, and even that kind of sucked. But in the defense of this brush, I did already pack on a lot of product, so it might not have been able to handle the amount of product I had, but the few little Morphe brushes that I picked up recently are awesome. So I have high expectations for blending brushes now. So this didn't quite cut it. This is okay for all over blending, this larger number 10 brush. Not too bad. I attempted to cut my crease. I didn't do a bad job. I attempted to cut my crease with the shader brush, the small shader brush. It did a pretty solid job. Not mad at it. It was good for packing on product, and I liked how like the brush itself is a little bit longer, so it just makes it a little bit easier, in my opinion, to kind of hold the brush back with the distance and just kind of pack on that product. I didn't use these three, so I have no opinions on those, but yeah. I don't know, you guys. Let me just give you my overall thoughts on the set, and just all things considered, kind of that question of, is it worth it? So I'm gonna be honest. Now that I have these brushes, could I live without the full set? Absolutely. I definitely could live without this full set. I mean, there are some brushes when I've bought them in the past that I was just like, I can immediately tell once I use them that they were awesome brushes. I did not get that feeling for all of one. This powder brush is awesome. Everyone needs this powder brush in my opinion. But the rest of them are just meh, maybe. So then you kind of factor in like, it took forever to get here, and then the order was wrong. I'm like, you know, bonus points for great customer service, but no. I would say if you're really into makeup, this is a pretty passable set. I'm not a makeup artist. I don't see me recommending anyone to put this in a kit though to use on clients. Like, it's definitely nowhere near that great of brushes. Even for everyday application, like the stippling brush, for I use this Sephora foundation, and for that foundation, rarely do I have to go in a second time for a coat. Now, caveat to that though is that I am filming, and I think when I do film I do have to use 2 coats, but it just looks so patchy. I wasn't confident that this brush could give me a second coat of foundation. So now that I've spent my money and can't return it. I think this is a good set for if you have people that are just getting into makeup and you don't mind spending a little bit of money on like a nice gift for them or just kind of helping them start out their collection. 50 bucks, you definitely get a lot of brushes for 50 bucks, so they technically would have almost all of the tools that they would need except for like a good foundation brush, like a flat head kind of foundation brush, something like this. You know, this set doesn't really have anything like this. This is a Real Techniques brush, but you know, they would have this, they would have all the tools that they need to get started. So if you're like really into makeup, maybe pick up the powder brush. The rest you could probably leave behind. If you have clients, I would not pick this up. This like little kids comes to mind, like nieces and nephews comes to mind when I think about this brush set, honestly. Like that's just, I can't shake my opinion on that. That's really what I think about. Like just like maybe like teenagers that are getting into makeup might enjoy these brushes, but I've tried enough other brushes and been around the block with enough, you know, products, and it's just, they aren't that great. Oh, I hate to say that. I'm always happy to give you guys, you know, my honest thoughts, but like this felt rough. It just did. So I mean, yeah, I struggled to find the right shade of purple. I don't think I have it in my collection ultimately, but I don't know, I just don't think these brushes could really handle it. Like yeah, I look fine in real life, but just the difference between a product being good and enjoying the experience of the product. I did not enjoy the experience of these brushes. I think overall they're an okay product, but I would not buy them again or recommend them widely because I didn't enjoy the experience of them. That's how I feel about these brushes. Mic drop. I would drop one of these, but I just paid for them, so we're gonna just gingerly hold on to them. But like, yeah, I think that's it. These brushes are pretty okay. Most of them are pretty fine. There's one or two that are like, not the best, but I just didn't enjoy using them, and that speaks volumes to me because I definitely have brushes that I have freaked out over on the first use of them. So that is my final verdict. Those are all of my thoughts. If you ended up picking up this brush set, let me know. Comment down below if you're still interested. If you're like, whatever, Ansley, like, just, you talk to talk. Like, I'm still gonna get the brushes. You know, just because something works for me or doesn't work for me doesn't mean you're gonna have that same experience. So I'm just another opinion out here in the universe. Take everything with a grain of salt, especially if you watch some of my other videos. Hopefully that adds context to how I like to review things, but I just feel like this is probably the first review that I've done that I've just been like, oh, okay. I don't like you very much. Oh, everyone has their first, I guess. But yeah, let me know if you're interested in picking up any of these. If you have questions about any of the specific brushes, I'm more than happy to answer them. I will give these a cleansing at some point. I'll probably use them a little bit more. I mean, I'm going to leave them out. I wouldn't be surprised that over time, as I build up my collection, I retire some of the ones that I'm not super interested in using. But for now, like, I purchased them. I might as well play with them. I might as well experience them and just keep it moving. So I'm definitely glad I was able to buy these and maybe save some folks some money, some coins, some ducats. So yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. So hopefully that was helpful. If you did find it useful or got something out of it, enjoyed the video, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up, that would really help me just, one, figure out what you do like, and it lets me know that I'm, you know, putting in time and energy into videos that you actually want to see. So it is nice that you guys are becoming more interactive. I appreciate it. I look at the, you know, I say this all the time, I look at the analytics and I try and figure out for my next video what I should tweak or if I should continue with my upload schedule. So the feedback is appreciated. If you haven't subscribed already, consider doing so. That would be super dope of you to officially join our family, as well as the notifications bell is always there. I believe it's on this side. If you'd like to see what I'm posting as I'm posting it. I'm gonna go ahead and caveat this video with there's a strong possibility my next upload might be next week. So I have a ton of doctor's appointments. Today's Wednesday. I'm going to probably upload this Wednesday night, Thursday. I have doctor's appointments all day Thursday, and then I'm having a small procedure on Friday where anesthesia will be involved. So I'm not going to come home and film, and I probably won't be able to film. I have to work in the morning, so I'm not going to film before I get my procedure done. I'll be stressed enough, trying to think about that. So I'm gonna try and see how I feel on Saturday to put up something, but if you guys don't hear from me, that is why. And yeah, so I am a little scared to go ahead and have this. It's like a no big deal type of thing, but it's still scary because anesthesia is involved. So I will see you guys next week. If I have any funny clips, my friend is gonna bring me home. If she has any funny clips, they might make their way to Instagram. So stay tuned. Hopefully you guys will check me out next week when I keep uploading more stuff. And comment down below if there are products you're interested in me taking a look at, or you've got something you want me to see on your Instagram or your Twitter. Holla at me. I love interacting with you guys. I will see you guys next week. Bye.